Hello and good morning. This is day 75 being re-recorded since the audio on the previous recording turned out bad. Anyways, here's our warm-up questions for day 75. So back on day 75, we turned in our warm-ups, so make sure you get those turned in. I'm going to move on here. There's your positive moment picture, so go ahead and reflect on a positive moment. Kind of cool picture, I think. Moving past that, back to our warm-up questions. And then the kind of class business from day 75 was to turn in your online test rewrites. Make sure you get those in. The directions are on Canvas on how to do that. Class business for day 75, we've got the unit test that we're working on for Unit 6. So the information on that is on Canvas there. So May 5th and May 6th are the test dates to make them available, and they'll continue for about 48 hours or so after that. Homework, getting the homework turned in from Chapter 12 and Chapter 13, the immune system game, and then the labs 23 and 24, and then new stuff was study for the test back on day 75. So you can kind of see the list of the homework, kind of the other way to look at it. If you haven't done so, finish Lab 24, turn that in. Next few slides go back over Lab 24, and we'll focus on reviewing the Unit 6 test, covering immunity and respiratory systems. So the objectives, again, you can see them on the board here. The 4 objectives for Lab 24, and then we have the different labs for Lab 24. Operating the lung model, we've got a video for that. Respiratory volumes, we've got an example numbers, and then demonstrating respiratory variation. Again, you can see following slides. So go back, make sure you do the review questions. That's the thing that we're looking for. So lung model, if you watch that video clip, it shows you kind of an example of how those lung models work. And then you can measure chest diameter, inhaled, exhaled on yourself. And use a flexible tape measure or a string, and then lay that against a yardstick or a meter stick. Activity with the spirometer, most of you probably don't have access to spirometer, but you can put in kind of the different volume numbers there and use those to calculate the averages that you need. And then we don't do most of activity 3, but there's a few of them that you can do, 1, 3, 4, and 6. For the breath hold ones, just don't do those alone. Do them with a partner. We don't want anybody passing out and hitting their head. Then test review. Test format is online, so similar to Unit 5, but slightly shorter because there's slightly shorter unit, so slightly fewer questions. And then again, the test dates May 7th, 5th and 7th, starting at 9, going till 4, and then E-period May 4th through 8th, starting at 9 and going to 4. And then 5 sections, 2 matching sections, 2 multiple choice sections, and a short answer section. There's kind of the directions for the matching and multiple choice, so you can pause the video if you need to look at that. And then the directions for the short answer, you can pause the video if you need to look at that. Resources, Canvas Quizlet pages for the immune system, the labs 23 and 24, and then there's a study guide on Canvas. And that kind of goes over the information, kind of some of the highlights from those study guides. So lymph system, body defenses, developmental aspects, respiratory system, kind of the functional anatomy of it, the physiology, how does it actually work with the partial pressures of atmospheric, intrapulmonary, and intrapleural, and then there's different aspects of gas transport. And then respiratory disorders, COPD, lung cancer, developmental aspects, and so on. And then next test from day 75 is the actual test date. So day 76 is the actual test date. And that gets us to the end there. So good job.